Hello, BookTube. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for watching. If you have ever wondered what it would be like to be stranded in the Canadian Arctic, stuck, frozen in the sea ice up north, and slowly lose your rations, scurvy starts taking your body, and you suffer over months and months and months of agony, then have I ever got a book for you. The Terror by Dan Simmons. So this is a 2007 novel. This is the second Dan Simmons book that I have read and reviewed on this channel. So, like I say, 2007 publication from Little Brown and Company. It is now a TV series on AMC. So the first season has already finished. I believe that it is getting a second season. I have not watched the TV series yet. I do have plans of doing this and then doing a discussion with my brother on Ignore the Bell on the podcast that I post on this channel. So that is forthcoming. And as far as The Terror, then I'm going to do a discussion later on this week where I really get into the details of the book, and there would be lots and lots of spoilers in that video. So if you have not read it and if you don't want to have the spoilers, then don't watch that one. But this one is just a really quick review of the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first read the jacket copy, the description of the book, and then I'll give a brief rundown of my thoughts on it. And like I say, the rest of it I'm going to save for later on in the week, so this is a spoiler-free review. The men on board HMS Terror have every expectation of triumph. As part of the 1845 Franklin expedition, the first steam-powered vessels ever to search for the legendary Northwest Passage, they are as scientifically supported an enterprise as has ever set forth. As they enter a second summer in the Arctic Circle without a thaw, though, they are stranded in a nightmarish landscape of encroaching ice and darkness. Endlessly cold, with diminishing rations, 126 men fight to survive with poisonous food, a dwindling supply of coal, and ships buckling in the grip of crushing ice. But their real enemy is far more terrifying. There's something out there in the frigid darkness, an unseen predator stalking their ship, a monstrous terror constantly clawing to get in. When the expedition's leader, Sir John Franklin, meets a terrible death, Captain Francis Crozier takes command and leads his surviving crewmen on a last desperate attempt to flee south across the ice. With them travels an Inuit woman who cannot speak and who may be the key to survival, or the harbinger of their deaths. But as another winter approaches, as scurvy and starvation grow more terrible, and as the terror on the ice stalks them southward, Crozier and his men begin to fear that there is no escape. The Terror swells with the heart-stopping suspense and heroic adventure that have won Dan Simmons praise as a writer who not only makes big promises, but keeps them. With a haunting and constantly surprising story based on actual historical events, The Terror is a novel that will chill you to your core. So it is a big book. It is demanding. It is challenging. It's this edition is 766 pages or so. There's a lot to it. My brief thoughts, my spoiler-free thoughts on the book. It is a big, complex, demanding novel, which is nice to see. I think in today's publishing landscape, there's a lot of publishers who are scared to publish stuff like this, and there's a lot of readers who are intimidated by the size of it and are not willing to take on a book of this size. And I mean, if that's you, that's fine, and I certainly understand that it can be difficult to get through a book of this length. But I guess the question is it worth it? Is it rewarding? And I think that it absolutely is. It really does pull you into the story. But like I say, it is demanding. It demands a lot of you. You have to pay attention to what's going on. You have to focus. Dan Simmons expects that you as the reader are going to be intelligent, that you are going to be patient with him, that you're going to trust him to get to a payoff. And there are absolutely moments in this novel where you can question, why is he giving me all of this information? Because he does get into the minutia of sailing in the 1840s on an Arctic expedition, on the types and varieties of boats that they have, not just the ships, but the actual boats, the smaller vessels that they have. And you might say, like, why is he doing this? And then as you read, then you're like, oh, that was actually important. It was necessary for me to understand that. So there is, like I say, a lot there to unpack, which I won't do in this video, but if you have read it, or if you don't care about spoilers, then you're absolutely free to watch my longer discussion on it. I think it is well worth your time. It's really enjoyable. And if you have seen the TV series or if you have read the book, I would really like you to comment below. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.